Hello everyone, welcome to Anne's Book Review. Hello everyone, today we'll take a look at the part 2 of the Secret Life of Walter Mitty analyzation, and this starts with the second critical lens. Number 2. Historical lens. What was going on in the country at the time this work was written? How are those events and attitudes, and the author's reactions to them, reflected in the writing? So, at the time this story was written, the people were experiencing the Great Depression, which happened in 1929. Many people suffered under hardness of living, and they weren't able to afford for their families. So people became weak in their inner minds and were considered useless. Walter Mitty seems to have reflected those features, being uncertain and powerless in the reality. He is not a reliable head of the family, nor has he the ability to raise himself or his family. So that is also the reason why he is so indulged in his imaginary world, because in that world he senses the achievement and power he never gets in the reality. Also, around 1930s and 1940s, the World War II broke out, being reflected in the story as "Can Germany conquer the world through the air?" After seeing this phrase, Walter imagines himself being a military hero, which reveals his wishes of becoming a patriotic, heroic man for his country. Next comes the biographical lens. What were some key events and people in the author's life? So, one incident that eventually led James Thurber into the world of writing happened because of his brother. When Thurber was young, he was playing with his brothers, just like any kinds of kids, until one of his brothers mistakenly shot his one eye. Because of this accident, Thurber nearly lost his eyesight and were unable to participate in many active things. But that ironically helped him to get interest in writing. So this event was both tragic and kind of fatalistic for him. One of the key people in his life was E.B. White, who is famous for Charlotte's Web. It was White who noticed Thurber's talent in drawing and helped him to work for the New Yorker. White provided him a better environment of concentrating to his painting and writing. Lastly, the philosophical lens. Are the character's choices, behavior, and actions ethical and honest? Actually, we cannot really define about ethics or morality in this story, but at least we can discuss about whether it's appropriate for the characters to behave in this way or not. First of all, Walter's choice of staying in his imagination doesn't seem to be good enough for us to aim for. He almost lives inside it, and sooner or later, there is a sense that he won't be able to put his mind in the reality, but on the imaginary world. Being neglectful to the reality, to where he actually lives, is obviously not an appropriate example. After all, although these imaginations help him to escape from the reality, it is an act of being dishonest to himself. And for Mrs. Mitty, though she doesn't have many appearances in the story, she still has negative features that are caused by her speaking skills. She doesn't really care about what Walter, her husband, is into, and she naturally scolds him, which is based on lack of understanding. Her way of speaking is a reason that drives Walter more into his imagination, because he cannot achieve any respect or understanding from his own wife. So her actions are hardly appropriate too, in my opinion. Thank you for listening, and this was my first review on YouTube. As I said a while ago, please don't feel shy to share your ideas with me. Thank you again, and I will see you soon.